everyone, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to start actually a video series that I've been interested in doing for a while. It's kind of like a makeup collection video, only it's kind of a spin on them. It's not going to be like your typical, like, here's all the makeup that I have videos. Don't get me wrong, love those, watch them all the time. But I know a lot of people have been saying for a while now that this whole kind of like beauty guru YouTube thing is kind of contributing to a hoarding mentality of young girls and things like that. And again, I really love those videos, but I wanted to do something a little different. So instead of just like showing you all the stuff I have, I actually wanted to break down each sort of type of makeup and show you what the essentials are to have in your makeup wardrobe. I'm actually all about makeup wardrobes, and I don't know why I have to do this when I say wardrobe, but I do apparently. This is basically just sort of a breakdown of the essentials that you need to have, like the average person. Not your YouTube beauty guru, but the average person would need to have in their makeup collection. And of course I'll be showing you what's in my makeup collection along the way. I actually filmed this video last week and I went to edit it and I had like honkin' lipstick on my teeth. Like it looked like I had no front teeth. Like it was really bad. I'm actually wearing the same lipstick that I wore in the original video just to prove to myself that I could. So I'm kind of a makeup rebel, let me tell you. But if you want to see what I recommend for a basic foundation wardrobe, then just keep watching. Now this video is going to be primarily foundations, but I do want to make a note about primers because I figure they're kind of connected to foundations. And I'm not going to do a whole video just about primers because, to be totally honest with you, the average person really only needs one good primer. I mean, you can have more than one, and you can have different ones, like some are more like illuminating and some are more mattifying, and you know, but you can do so many things with your other makeup. I say basic, one good primer. The only time I would say it's an exception that you may need more than one is if your skin changes dramatically, like maybe with the seasons, or I don't know, maybe, you know, during pregnancy, or you know, change in medications or something. Like anytime your skin changes, because your primer is going to sit directly on your skin. So you want to make sure that you get the right primer for your skin type and one that feels good on your skin as well as being a good primer. That can be tricky. You may have to try a few. Now the ones I have currently that I'm kind of alternating between because I'm trying to find my ideal primer, I have my Clinique Super Primer. Let me try to talk today. I have my Clinique Super Primer Universal Face Primer. Clinique is kind of my go-to for face makeup because my skin really likes it. I wouldn't say this is the absolute best in priming, but it doesn't irritate my skin. I've also been trying the Cover FX Calming Primer. This is supposed to be really good if your skin is red and irritated. It's a little bit more smoothing, I think, than say your Clinique one. It's a little bit more of a primer consistency. It does feel kind of calming. I'm still kind of on the fence as to whether or not this is going to go into the regular rotation. And the one that I'm actually currently using that I'm kind of a little bit in love with, I actually tried it a while ago. Didn't know if I loved it. I've been trying it again and it's kind of winning me over, is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Pure Oil-Free Skin Smoothing Face Primer for Sensitive Skin. That's a mouthful. I always like to go with something oil-free for me personally because my skin does have a tendency to break out, and I have kind of combination skin. It's dry in some places, it's oily in some places, it tends to break out, but it's super sensitive. So the fact that you get an oil-free product that's also good for sensitive skin, and it's also, it feels very smoothing on the skin, so it feels like a really good primer. So I've actually kind of fallen in love with this one. Now moving on to foundations. There are YouTubers out there that I've seen with like hundreds of foundations. The average woman really only needs 3 foundations. These are your tried and true basic foundations that you know look good on you, that will basically take you for any occasion, any event, any time of your life, whether it be, you know, just running to the grocery store, or whether it be like your wedding day and like formal photos. Like these 3 foundations are going to be your life. Now a note about picking out foundations, I actually found this website. I am obsessed with it, and I'm not affiliated with it in any way, shape, or form. I just love it, so I'm gonna leave it in the description box below. But it is called Foundation. And what you can do is you can plug in a foundation that you currently have, that you're currently using, that you currently love, and the shade and everything, and it will tell you what other foundations in other brands are gonna match well with your skin. The only thing that's a little bit tricky about it is that obviously not every foundation is on there, and I don't know how often they update, but I do know that some of the newer foundations are not available on there. So if it's a newer foundation, you may not be able to find your match on there, but trust me, it has been so helpful for me when it comes to picking out foundations, and it kind of opened up like a whole new world of being able to just pick foundations. I know in the drugstore it's really difficult because you can't really test them out. So getting into the essentials of your foundations, the first essential foundation you need is a light sheer coverage foundation. This is for days when you're just gonna you wanna run out the door, you don't want something you have to spend a whole lot of time blending, you wanna look super natural, your skin is looking pretty decent, you just kinda wanna even out the skin tone a little bit. Those are the days you grab for a lightweight foundation. That can be in the form of maybe a tinted moisturizer. I have the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer in oil free, which has an added sunscreen in it. I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not my skin is liking this, I have to admit. I know a lot of people rave about it. My skin is super sensitive, especially to sunscreen, so I'm still on the fence about it, but I do love the way that it evens out the coverage on my skin, and I love how it doesn't take a whole lot of blending to get it to look nice because it is so sheer. I know a lot of people love BB creams. I feel like BB creams fall into this category because they're kind of all-encompassing and you don't tend to need a primer with them. I actually could not find a BB cream that I loved for a long time and was just like giving up on BB creams. And to be honest, I just grabbed this on a whim, and Physicians Formula gets me every time. I've only used this once. I used this yesterday when I was running around running errands, and this is a Physicians Formula Super BB Cream in light. It has SPF 30 in it. I have to admit, my skin really liked this. It was a nice, even coverage. It only comes in 2 shades. A lot of Physicians Formula products only come in 2 shades. There's a light and a light medium, so if you have darker skin, probably won't work that well for you, but for me, the light was just a great color match, and it was a nice sheer lightweight coverage. I don't know, my skin really liked this, so this may have converted me from being an anti-BB cream person. Another Physicians Formula product that surprised me is actually the Physicians Formula Nude Glow Foundation. Honestly, I bought this because of the bottle. How cute is this? It doesn't give a lot of coverage, but it gives this beautiful, like, I don't know, it's just a sort of natural inner glow to your skin. It's not really a shimmer, it's just a beautiful glow. Again, only comes in 2 shades. This is actually one of my absolute favorite sheer foundations, not just because of the packaging, but the packaging doesn't hurt. The next category of foundations that you absolutely need is a medium coverage foundation. This is going to be your basic everyday foundation. You probably would wear it to work if you have a traditional job. This is for days when, you're probably not going to be getting your picture taken or anything, but you want to look polished, you want to look professional. The one that is sort of my, I don't know, I've always loved and probably always will love foundation is the Clinique Super Balanced Makeup. I've been using this honestly since high school. It is super lightweight, but yet it's great coverage. You can build it. I've actually layered it, so you can actually build it to more of a fuller coverage foundation. It really does super balance your face. Like if your face gets oily, it controls oil because it's oil free. It never dries out my skin. Like this has just been my absolute ultimate in medium coverage foundations. The only thing I will say about this is kind of a bummer is there's no pump. So this can get really messy. I have spilt this. I should really keep the cap on. I have spilt this more times than I can count. So that gets a little tricky, it can get messy, but as far as a formula, love this. A few other medium coverage foundations I've been trying out. Actually, when I filmed this video initially, I tried out everyone's been talking about this, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This I actually really liked. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but it actually had a really nice coverage. It felt matte, it didn't get really shiny throughout the day. This was a really nice, again, I've only worn it once, but I definitely did like it when I wore it. Kind of wishing I wore it today because I'm kind of feeling kind of sweaty. The only thing about this, again, it's drugstore, so it was really tricky. I had to buy 3 of these in order to find the right color match for me. Because in the drugstore you can't really test out foundations, and this is new enough so it actually wasn't on foundation. That's kind of the bummer about it, but I have to admit, in my limited experience with this, I'm really liking this foundation, especially for a drugstore foundation. The foundation I have on today, which I actually just got yesterday, so this is like my first time trying it out, but I do really like it. It's the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation, SPF 15. I'm liking it. It had a nice coverage. I layered it twice because I knew I was going to be filming. It had nice buildability. I don't know if that's a word, buildability. I'll make it up. It's a word now. It doesn't feel like I have a lot of foundation on, so it does feel nice. Another one that I bought because two of my idols actually swear by this foundation. Cher and Dita Von Teese both use the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup. I haven't actually tried this yet. I just got it, so I don't know. I'm excited to try this out because obviously two of my style icons are in love with this, so I'll see if I am too. And that's it for my medium coverage foundations. The final category of foundations that you need to have is a full coverage foundation. This is your special occasion, whether it be prom, graduation, wedding, somebody else's wedding, reunion, any occasion where you're going to be maybe getting your picture taken a lot, whether you're going to be filming. I use these a lot because when I film, I like a full coverage foundation because, well, I want my skin to look good. Let's be serious, people. So this is actually the category I personally use the most, but the average person wouldn't necessarily need to use this every day. But I really do think it's good to experiment and find a really great full coverage foundation so that when a big event is coming up or you have something important in your life and you want to deal with picking out an outfit and you're dealing with so many other things, you don't have to worry about your foundation because you just have one on hand that you know you're going to love and that you know is going to work for you. First one that I bought was actually the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. Really like this from Tarte. I have not tried it that much because of the other one that I'm going to tell you, but I do like this. It's lightweight, it's creamy, it goes on really evenly, nice coverage. But when it comes to full coverage foundations, my holy grail is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. If you watch my how I do my base makeup for flawless skin, I use this in my video. I use this in pretty much almost every time I film. I wanted to try out the Bobbi Brown one today, so that's why I'm wearing that now, but this is pretty much the one I go to because it actually is a foundation and concealer in one. So I love this for the nice even coverage it gives me. I also will dot this on if I'm having a really bad skin day, like say I'm breaking out of my chin or something, I'll just dot this on my chin. It's an amazing concealer as well as foundation, and when I use this, I don't feel like I need as much concealer to cover up blemishes, and I got blemishes, believe me. This is just the absolute, for me, like ultimate holy grail full coverage foundation. Love this. Say you have a favorite medium coverage foundation. A little trick that I've actually been playing around with, so I'm not gonna swear by it, but I know a lot of people think it's really great, so I thought I would throw it in, is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. This is just a little, it's like an eyedropper thing. I don't want to spill it, but it's just a little like eyedropper thing. And you can just add a little bit to any foundation and it ups the coverage of whatever foundation you're using. I've heard, I haven't tried this myself, but I've heard people add this to just their regular moisturizer and make a tinted moisturizer with it. So I feel like if you don't necessarily want to invest in 3 separate foundations, your light, your medium, and your full coverage, and you just kind of have like a basic medium coverage foundation and you want to grab one of these, you could add this to your moisturizer to make a tinted moisturizer, and you could add this to your medium coverage to get a full coverage. Again, also if you get a medium coverage foundation that is buildable, you can kind of turn that into a full coverage. So there are ways to get around having like 3 foundations, but at the end of the day, you want a light coverage, a medium coverage, and a full coverage. That's all you need. That will cover any event, any occasion, anything, and you'll always be looking gorgeous. So I hope you enjoyed this new series. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment or anything like that. Let me know that you like it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have a favorite foundation or want to add anything to, you know, a foundation wardrobe or any recommendations that you have, definitely leave in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any video requests, again, please leave it in the comment section below. Be sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.